Okay, I'm just waiting for the chat to get populated before I start. I want to do a little warm up. Okay. Okay. Enough of that. Okie doke. Okay, mouse, where are you? Hey, Joe, how you doing? You missed last night. Where were you? Last night we were working out of the stick control symbol patterns and the Chaffee combinations. The two that we were working was number 9 and number 7. You do have the PDFs, right? Well, being that you didn't want to hear, yeah, we'll wait for everybody else to come. But just a little briefing. I want to spend a little time on the symbol patterns and the combinations. You have the symbol patterns with the bass drum possibilities, each one of them, plus you have, what is that? Okay. We all turn in late every night. It doesn't matter. Anyway, you have the PDFs, I believe, correct? You have the PDFs. All right. Now, like I said, that was number 9. I believe, yeah. Number 9 and number 7. I've been working on number 11 today. Now, any requests of any patterns you want to work on, or symbol patterns? The reason why I wrote out the 1 was because you requested it, was the 1EN, 2EN, 3EN, 4EN. Remember that one? That's the one you requested? 1EN, 2EN, 3EN, 4EN. That's the one you did request. Okay. All right. Who else is in the chat here? Nobody? Everybody's watching, but they're afraid to get into the chat. Boo. I don't bite, people. Get in the chat, ask some questions. Why do I do it like this? Why do I approach it like that? So on and so forth. All right. Being that you're the only one in the chat, we're going to hit that pattern. Okay? We'll go to the PDF, and we're going to do this real slow. What I'm going to do is explain to you the consistency, the way I get the consistent sound from my hi-hat. What I'm doing, no matter what you do, really, when you play, is the level system. You call it whatever you want to call it. It's the laws of physics. If I hit a cymbal, if I hit from here, I'm going to get a loud sound. If I keep my stick from going up, I stopped it, that's a downstroke. If I go from here to there, it's a tap. If I go from here to here, it's an upstroke. And that's what we're going to be using. Yeah, there is. According to the counting over here. Okay, Joe. So we have 1 E N, 2 E N. Now I'm counting 1 E N. You should count a 1 E N da. So you have 1 E N da, 2 E N da, 3 E N da. Sorry, 4 and the 1 E and the 2. That's the motion that's happening with the right hand. Okay, now we're going to drop the heavy backbeat, 2 and 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the. Now the first combination, which is combination number 23, I wrote these in 2/4 time. Okay? And I put a repeat sign after the measure, so therefore it's going to be 4/4. I wrote it this way to consolidate the space. So if I repeat 1 E and the 2 E and, and I'm still going to count 1 E and the 2 E and, instead of counting it that way, I just go 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and. So let's do the first measure. The bass drum is just going to be on the count of 1. The snare drum is going to be consistent on 2. That's the backbeat. And the cymbal pattern is going to be consistent. Okay, what am I on here? This is number 7. I got to get to the right one. Excuse me. Here we go. Number uno. We have 1 E and 2 in the number 1. 4 E and. But look at the motion. I look like a robot. I don't play like a robot, but for instructional purposes and visual effect, you see what's going on with the right hand. 1 E and the 2 E. Bass drum now. 3 E and the 4 E and. 1 E and the 2 E and. 3 E and the 4 E and. But that right hand is consistent. I try to make that snare drum sound as consistent as possible. Now, do you understand that, Joe? Yes? No? You understand it? All right, let's go to measure number 2, where the bass drum permutates. Okay? Now, when I say permutate, I mean it moves over 1. The bass drum on this particular combination, the bass drum is going to be always on 1 and 3. It's going to move over in between 2 and 4. So the second one, all right, the second measure, the bass drum is going to go on the E. So I have 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and. Now notice when I hit that bass drum, other than the downbeat, I want to explode that bass drum, but I do not want that bass drum to affect the sound or dictate the sound of my hands. My hands are consistent. The bass drum is what is soloing actually. So I have 1 E and. Now watch. 2 E and. 3 E and 4 E and. You get that? All right, so number 1 and number 2. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and. Gives you a nice feel. Now I'm demonstrating right-handed, but you want to hit it like this. 1, left, open-handed. So on and so forth. All right, and you want to drop the 2 and 4. 1 E N, 2 E N, 3 E N, 4 E N, 1 E N, 2 E N, 3 E N, 4 E N. Okay, now where I got this pattern from, you could say it's from the Chaffee book, but I didn't get it from the Chaffee book, but it's in there. This is, I don't know, what line was this? This was line number 9 of the stick control book. If I take number 9 of the stick control book and play it 1 E, I'm sorry, 1 E and now we're going to do that. We're going to play the line as written as well and displace the accents to get some fat back. Okay? Why doesn't anybody get in the chat? It's beyond me. They're shy, embarrassed, they don't want to, I don't know why. It don't matter. It's there for anybody to go into and ask a question. Okay? Now we're working on symbol pattern number 9. Okay? Chaffee combination, page 23, combination number 23. We all understand that. Okay, so now let's go to the second line. Remember I said that throughout the exercise, the symbol pattern is the same, and the bass drum is going to be on 1 and 3 all the time, and the left hand is going to be on 2 and 4. What is changing is that bass drum pattern between 2 and 3, okay? Or 2 and 4, whatever you want to call it. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and second line. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and. We get that? All right, let's do it slower then, not line number 2. I wanted to go on to the next one today, but, there's like 37, from 23 to 37 combinations. I need some recommendations or requests, or whatever you want to call it. We're going to start staying we're going to spend a lot of time with the Chaffee patterns. We're going to do the odd time signatures, the odd times, the displacement, the funk, okay? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right. No questions. Okay, let's go. You understand all of this, correct? You understand the PDF? It's visible to you? Let's go to number 7. Is that okay with you, Joe? Number 7? Actually, I got this symbol pattern from line number 6 in the stick control book. Line number 6, if I played it in, line number 6 would be 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Who's this? Okay, Joe, I'm sorry. No problem. All right, number 7. I'm just explaining to you where I got it from. Line number 7, well, the symbol pattern number 7, I actually got from line 6 of the stick control book. I have 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. And what I did, I eliminated the left. I have 1 E and the, 2, E, and just play the rights. On the hi-hat, 1 E and the, 2 E and 3 E and the, 4 E and. Okay, that's the cymbal pattern. Now we go to line 1 of combination number 23. Number 1, the first measure. The bass drum is going to be on 1 of this particular combination throughout the combinations. And the left hand, the snare drum, is going to be on 2 and 4. So I have 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Just the way I approach this is I'll sit there for 5 minutes set the timer, set the metronome, and just hit 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Now I go to number 2, the second measure. The bass drum moves over. Instead of hitting the bass drum on the just the 1 now, I'm playing the bass drum now on the E of 2, 2 E. So I have 2 E and. So the second one, nice and slow. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Okay, number 2. Again, the bass drum moves over. Instead of the E of 2, it's on the and of 2. What's this? Okay, now, number 2 is on the and of 2. So nice and slow. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Line 2, second measure. Again, we permutate the bass drum. This time we're going to the duh of 2. So nice and slow again. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and E and. Okay, line number 3. Okay, line number 3. This time we're going to add the bass drum. We're going to do a combination. It's on the E and of 2. Here we go. Line number 3, first measure. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and E and. Line 3, second measure. Now we're going to be on the E and the duh of 2. The bass drum again remains on 1 throughout this particular pattern. Okay, so here we go. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and E and 4 E and. The object here is to do it slow. Okay, you make it flow, feel good about it. Okay, fourth line, first measure. Now this time we're on the and the of 2 and the and the of 4. Slowly we go. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Okay, and we go to the last one, line 4, the last one. Bass drum now is going to be on E and of 2, E and of 3. Nice and slow. 1, E and 2, E and 3, E and 4, E and 1. That completes the first combination. Any questions on the first combination, Joe? Okay, we're going to go to combination, symbol pattern number 7, combination number 24. Again, the pattern remains the same. But this time, I'm adding, instead of playing the bass drum on the 1 and 3, the bass drum is going to hit on the E, on the first measure, on the E of 1 and the E of 3. So now I'm going to have 1 E and, 1 E and the 2 E and 3 E and the 4. 1 E and a 2 E and so on and so forth. Now we go to 2, and this time again we permutate the bass drum. We're going to put the bass drum on the and of 2 and the and of 4. So I have 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, we go to. Okay, that's good, Joe. All right, we go to the second line, and now we move the bass drum over on the count of 2 and 4 to the and of 2 and the and of 4. So we have 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 E and. Go to the second measure of line 2, we permutate the bass drum again. Instead of the and of 2 and the and of 4, we're going to be on the da of 2 and the da of 4. Remember now, throughout this particular combination, the bass drum is the same on 1 and 3. It's the E of 1 and the E of 3. All right, second line, second measure, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 E and a. Line 3, first measure, the bass drums are now going to be played on the E and of 2 and the E and of 4. Well, I mean, I could play these all up to speed, Joe. The question in the chat, you know, like I said before, I'm not here to prove anything to anyone. This is an instructional platform. And the slower I do something, the better, or the better the more control you're going to obtain. The more control you obtain, the faster you'll be able to play it. Oh man, I got sweat in my eyes. Okay, so I'm demonstrating these slowly, but when we get to maybe the middle of the combinations, I will play them up tempo and I will do some variations just to give you some sort of incentive to move on them or to practice some more. But I need to do these slow at the moment because, yeah, Joe and whoever else is in here is fine. But this is being recorded. And you're at a certain level and somebody else is at a different level and somebody else is at a different level, so on and so forth. 10 different people, 10 different levels. So I got to maintain one zone, and that's going to be slow. I will put it up fast, but not this lesson. Maybe when I complete the week, which is tomorrow, I might just play a couple of them pretty fast. Now, I had asked you before the lesson started, we have combination number 7 and the symbol pattern number 7 and symbol pattern number 9. I've been working on symbol pattern number 10 today, hopefully to get it to you, not by tomorrow, but by next week. What I need from you gentlemen is some, like I said, requests. You have the sheet on the symbol patterns. Which symbol patterns would you like for me to go over? Well, I don't believe in internalizing. It's not internalizing. And yeah, you're absolutely correct. Just to show it slow and take it up tempo, that's cool. But I'm not going to do that tonight, okay? I really, excuse me for that. But I need to do it slow. All right? Now, it seemed like a slow night tonight. Excuse me. All right. Oof, it's hot in here. And you understand what I'm saying. Okay. Anyway, before I close up, we're going to continue on this tomorrow on the combination number 7, combination number 9. I'm going to try to go through them all, but I don't think that's going to happen. Okay? So, you have any kind of request, any particular symbol pattern would you like me to write out other than the 2 that you have, plus I'm working on number 10. Let me see this. I got to put my glasses on. I don't know, Joe. With the school starting, the time zones, people's Wi-Fi getting screwy. Last night we had maybe 15, 20 people in here, which is cool. And tonight there's me, you, and somebody else now. And it's kind of discouraging in my view, but because they are, YouTube is recording this, people say, okay, well, I have something to do at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. I believe it's 11:30 in Europe and 4:30 on the West Coast. Central is 5:30, or Mountain 5:30. Central, it's 6:30. But that's okay. They come back. I get quite a bit of views in 2 or 3 days. 150, 200, 300. That means that who missed the lesson, they're watching it. Or if they want me to do it a little slower, that's why one of the reasons why I do it slow is because they keep listening to it and they want to learn. What I'm going to do, each combination, I don't have the time right now, but I am going to make a video. Slow, and like you said, to medium, to fast, and get an in-depth explanation. The video might be maybe 30 minutes long. That's a problem because people lose interest after 10, 15 minutes. But I will make a video of this lesson other than what YouTube has. Okay, I got to get some fresh air because it is very hot in here with these lights. I have done what I have to do tonight. I want to do more, but the heat is getting to me rather. Seven hours ahead in Europe. I thought it was 4. Joe, where are you from again? You live in Massachusetts? Ugh. Okay. Last call for questions. You're welcome, Joe. No problem. Hope this helped you. I will try to get some more together for everybody. We're going to start doing some real fat back displacement, one measure phrases, two measure phrases. I'm doing a lot of linear stuff. Okay. Maybe you come down for the weekend. You're in the Art of Drumming groups, no? One of the Art of Drumming groups. When I reach 100,000, I'm going to do a clinic with a few guests. All right. You come to Jersey maybe. I'll get Mike Clark, Mark Walker, Alan Herman, all those guys, and we'll all have one big party at some a hotel with a conference room. We'll do a drum clinic with some stars and members of all the Art of Drumming groups. Only when I reach the 100,000. I'm at 89,000 right now. How's that sound, Joe? All right, I'm gonna have to get off because it's hot. Why don't you join the other groups? The Art of Drum Solo, the Stick Control Formula, the Drum Tuning and Maintenance, the Art of Drumming, the Cover Tunes, Classified, Applied Rudiments. You want me to send you all the links, Joe? It's very colorful. There's so many different people from all over the world. All right, let me send you some of the links, okay? All right, I'm gonna try to get a video together with this stuff. Probably next week one day. I'll make of each combination. All right? 'Cause I don't want to make them too long. All right, gentlemen. You guys have a good day, and we'll see, or night or whatever, and we'll see everybody come tomorrow evening at 7:30. All right, gentlemen?